All right, welcome everybody. All right, it's kind of nice to get back to just to a foundational essential oil class on just really understanding the benefits of essential oils. And um, this is a great presentation for anybody who has never used essential oils, especially Young Living, somebody who is in the process of converting from another brand over to Young Living, somebody who is brand new to Young Living. But if you're like me, I just celebrated my 9-year anniversary with Young Living just 2 days ago. And if you're like me, I learned something new every day. So maybe for those experienced oilers who are here on the live, maybe you will pick up something, or you'll ask something in the chat and we'll all learn something. So my name is Allie Phillips. My company is called Manifested Harmony. And for 11 years, I have been teaching energy wellness, as I call it. And I will get to that in a little bit. But yeah, oil up. If you have lemon oil in particular, or any citrus oil, it really helps to open up the prefrontal cortex for listening and learning and remembering and all that good stuff that we always need help with. So I just put a drop in my hand and breathe it way down to the lungs, way down, as far as you can get that precious, precious Young Living oil into your lungs. So the information I'm going to talk about today is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. We do not talk about oils as medicine because we don't want them regulated like that. So we comply with FDA regulations and how we talk about them. All right, so just a little bit about me. I have been an attorney for 27 years. I'm a former prosecutor. I've spent my entire legal career in the field of criminal prosecution, either in the courtroom or training prosecutors, law enforcement, and criminal justice professionals. And my specialty is animal abuse. So I'm an animal protection legal expert, and I specialize in how it connects with family violence. And so I travel all over the world. I teach at conferences. I have published over 50 legal publications. And as a result of that work, I founded and created a nonprofit called Sheltering Animals and Families Together. And through this work that I created, it launched the worldwide movement of creating pet-friendly domestic violence shelters. So sometimes we always want to leave a legacy. And I guess that is my legacy, or maybe essential oils. Who knows? Who knows what my legacy will end up being? But Manifested Harmony is my healing business. It opened in the spring of 2011. So I'm going into my 11th year. And I have 7 different energy wellness certifications, including being a certified health coach, certified in energy healing as a master teacher. I'm an advanced crystal master. And I'm a Young Living brand partner, and I love to teach. I love to teach. So everything I do in my legal work and in my wellness work is teaching, because I like to empower people so that you can take control. You can take control. You can find the answers. And you can do everything that you can to stay well in a world that is outrageously not well. I'm going to talk about that in a second. All right, so I want you to wave your magic wand. Like, we're going to spend the next, 45 minutes or so away from the stress of your day, the reality of your reality, and focus on you. Okay, I want you to wave your magic wand. What would you like to feel better? If you want to type it in the chat, you can, or if you just want to have it in your mind so that you're aware of it as I go through this presentation. What would you like to feel better? And then the second question is, do you want to fix it? Because you'd be surprised at how many people don't want to fix. what is wrong with them, because it is a part of their identity, and they wouldn't know who they are if they got better. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Okay. All right. So we're in a health crisis, especially here in the United States, but I would say worldwide. And it has nothing to do with the thing that shall not be named that started in March of 2020. That was actually a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call that those of us in the energy world have been talking about for over a decade, that it was going to come in 2020. Didn't know what it was, but we knew a wake-up call was coming, and it came. But here's the real wake-up call. American adults, I actually heard this in a podcast yesterday from Brené Brown, who was talking about vulnerability of all things. And she goes into this discussion about how American adults are the unhealthiest population. The unhealthiest population. Because of poor eating habits. Americans eat junk. They don't even eat real food. They eat junk, and they eat a lot of it. Outrageously overweight and obese. I'm not talking about just having an extra 10 or 20 pounds that you're always working on losing. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having an extra 50 to 100 to 200 pounds. Americans are outrageously obese. Americans don't move. They don't get out and exercise. They have negative emotions. They have addictions, a lot of addictions. Alcohol, tobacco, vaping, gambling now, because apparently you can do online gambling. And those are the commercials that are seen. And Americans engage in a lot of numbing behaviors because of stress. And the numbing behaviors are unhealthy and involve alcohol, drugs, overeating, food that's not good for us, wasting away in front of the television, binge watching. The word binge is not good in regard to anything. Binge watching, just mindlessly scrolling on social media is a numbing mechanism where we check out. And in an article that I read just recently from medicinenet.com, 97.3% of American adults get a failing grade in a healthy lifestyle. Failing. Like, not like, oh, you can do a little better. Like, oh, you just maybe just put more, put a salad in your diet. Nope. Failing, as in a big F. Failing grade. Not even 3% of Americans are considered healthy. It breaks my heart, because there are solutions out there. And that goes back to my comment about, do you actually want to fix what you want to fix? Because most people have settled into the disease and the illness and the mindset, and they're like, no, this is just the way it is as I get older. Nope. Too many people think that aging means breaking down and getting sick. That is so outrageously wrong. That is a belief system that you can change, because that is not, if that's your reality, then that's your reality, but that is not fact at all. Now, we are always surrounded by disease and illness. Even in the womb, we're surrounded by disease and illness. And so it always makes me wonder, why are more people getting sick? Like really challenging illnesses at higher rates, when advances in medicine should be helping. What's going on? And a lot of it is we make choices. Now, there are a lot of toxins out there. I'm going to talk about that briefly. There's a lot of toxins out there that are horrible. But if you clean up your life, you'll be amazed at how the body can repair itself. And so, yeah, we're currently in a health crisis. The thing that I will not name. I'm not going to give it energy. It's going to be with us for some time. It's actually going to be in our lives forever, but it's going to mutate to where it's no big deal. And then the next thing will come, and then the next thing will come, because we live in such an outrageously unhealthy world. And we're surrounded by so many toxins and so much stress. And being surrounded by toxins and stress wears down the body. It wears down the body's ability to fight, because it's fighting stress and it's fighting toxins and it's fighting that, you know, triple burger thing that you just bought in a drive-through window. That latest one I saw had chicken McNuggets in it. And it's like, I'm sorry, that is wrong on so many levels. It's not food. That's not food. And so our body is so busy fighting all of that, that when something really comes along, like it did in March in 2020, the body has no reserve to fight it. Has no reserve. So we're in a health crisis. That's the epidemic. That's the epidemic, not the current virus that's floating around. And so I look at things like this because the toxins around us break down our natural born immune response. And these toxins are not only physical, we also have emotional toxins, because when people don't feel good, they don't behave well. They get angry and they lash out. Well, look at all of those ingredients. I would really encourage you to go through your skincare products, your personal care products, your cleaners. You're going to find a lot of that stuff in there. And this is why I'm going to talk about essential oils, because you can eliminate all of that. The big one on that screen, I have a whole presentation on this. That takes an hour to go through. So I'm not going to do that. But the big one on that screen is sodium lauryl sulfate. It is the worst of the worst, and it is in anything that is creamy: toothpaste, lotions, shampoos. It's all over a lot of baby products that that our mothers back in the day didn't know and rubbed all over us when we were kids. So we live in a horrifically full toxic world. And then our homes are full of them. I mean, just absolutely full of toxins. The air in our home is far more dangerous than any pollution outside the home. And so I'm going to talk about things that we can do with essential oils to really clean up our toxic homes. And then we have emotional stress and emotional toxins that wear us down. I mean, simply our own negative emotions, you know, getting caught up in fear and worry and doubt and anger and resentment and distrust. And I mean, you just go through all the negative emotions. That it will wear your body down physically. It'll wear it down. And then think of all the people around you that are like that. You know, you don't have a coat of armor around you, so you're going to take it on. Some people take it on more than others. They're empaths. They're very empathetic to other people. And you don't want to take on their negative energy, but you do. You're like a sponge. And so when I look at all of this depletion at the physical level, with all the toxins in our world, unhealthy lifestyle, you know, toxic ingredients, it impacts our emotions. It impacts our mental focus. I mean, aluminum goes right to the brain. Heavy metals go to the brain. And then we wonder why we have a lot of brain disorders. And then we end up in a spiritual crisis. I mean, all of our energy layers, we will experience depletion if we are not proactively every day with intention taking care of ourselves. And then guess what happens? Your work suffers, your relationships suffer, your family suffers, your kids suffer, your self-esteem suffers, your self-worth suffers, everyone suffers. And I have been on a big rampage for several years about you have to take care of you first, because if you don't, all of that is going to happen and everybody around you suffers. And women in particular, you have to put yourself first. You have to. It is not selfish. It is self-care. Because think of all the people that rely on you. And if you don't, everyone around you suffers. But when you are your best physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, la, the angels sing and everybody around you benefits. It is in everybody's best interest that you take care of yourself. And there are some really simple things that you can do. So let me talk about me for a second. Tell you how I got into oils. So I had been using oils for probably 15 years before I joined Young Living 9 years ago. And I got involved primarily because of my work with animals. I needed essential oils that were safe for pets because I am an animal protection attorney. I do a lot of work with abused and neglected animals. I work with a lot of shelter and rescue pets. And I needed oils that were safe. I needed to add that to my toolkit. And I only found one company, and to this day, it is the only company in all of my research that ethically, morally, and legally that I can recommend to use with pets. That's a whole different presentation that's actually coming on Monday. But I was actually under the care of several very high-powered holistic doctors. One doctor has 6 medical degrees. He's a heavy hitter and very natural and holistic in his approach. I want you, you can probably tell by the hair color, but I want you to take a guess of when was the picture on the left taken? In the chat, type in a year. When do you think the picture on the left was taken? I want to see some answers here. Because the photo on the right is me now. All right, I see a lot of confusion. 20 years ago, 2000, 2003. Do you think the photo on the left, do you think I look older in that photo? I do. It was taken in 2009. So that was 13 years ago. This was taken in December, just a couple of months ago. Okay, the photo on the right, I'm 13 years older. What's going on, Allie? You can see it in my eyes in 2009. Can you see the fatigue? Can you see the exhaustion? I mean, you can see it in my skin. You can see it in my eyes. My eyes are basically dead. I was in the heat of pretty intense treatment with multiple doctors. I was in stage 4 adrenal failure. Not renal, not kidneys, adrenal, the adrenal glands. I was in stage 4 failure. I was diagnosed with autoimmune Hashimoto's, autoimmune Graves. I won't even go into my hormones. They were a mess. And the doctor in 2008 basically said, if we don't turn the ship around immediately, you will be dead within a couple of years. You'll be gone. And I'm thinking, I just came in for a checkup. What the heck are you talking about? And that started my intense care, where I changed my diet. I changed my supplements. I don't take medicine. I never really have. I mean, I take an antibiotic when I need it, but I've never taken medicine. And he put me on all natural herbals, supplements, a variety of treatments. This was even before I started learning energy healing. Well, I started learning energy healing at this time, but before I started my business. And through a variety of different mechanisms, I became interested in essential oils, and I had been using essential oils, all different brands in the stores, super cheap. I didn't know what they do. Nobody was talking about them. Nobody was writing books about them. Thank goodness I really didn't use them in my home around my cats. But I became very interested, and I started researching, and I realized all of those other oils I used had no benefit to me. They literally smelled. That was it. Didn't matter if they were labeled pure or organic. They were not beneficial to my body. And so I joined Young Living. And even though I joined for all the animals, I started becoming more aware of how my body was responding, because I always use the oils before I ever recommend them to an animal or a person. So I had to get them on me. And it's like, well, this is interesting. This is interesting. My energy started coming back, and I had chunks of hair that started growing back every time I replaced a toxin in my house. And I was using green cleaners that had sodium lauryl sulfate in them. So how green really were they? And when I started replacing everything and swapping them out with Young Living products, chunks of hair were growing back that I didn't even know were missing. Chunks of hair. That's scary, because you often don't know that you have a problem until it corrects. And so I became more aware of ingredients. I changed my diet. My energy started coming back. I started changing all of my supplements over to Young Living, because I also had an absorption problem, and still do to this day, but I can absorb essential oils. So that's why the supplements work very well for me. And I started doing my own research, which I find is a dying skill in people. A lot of people don't do their own research. I do. I don't trust anybody. I do my own research. Maybe that's the lawyer in me. And then I just started telling everyone about how they were helping me, and they saw it. They literally saw it on my face and in my energy. And that's how my Young Living business came to be. It's how I get my oils paid for. It's how I pay my bills, and it's how I have a business helping people and pets, because I had the aha moments. They were visible to everybody else, and people are like, I want some of that. I want some of that. So it took a village. It was oils. It was working on my mindset. It was de-stressing. It was leaving, my very, I loved my legal work in DC, but I had to ditch it 7 years ago and move back home to Michigan and do it in a different way, and use my oils and use my energy healing and use my crystals and change my diet and all of it. But the oils were a really, really, really big part of it. So for those who really haven't used essential oils before, I mean, essential oils, they are the liquid that come from plants and trees and flowers and bark and citrus rinds. And it is that liquid that is essential to the life of the plant. I mean, it is what keeps it alive. And so these essential oils can be very beneficial to us. More and more people are using essential oils as they start ditching toxic products. People are becoming very aware. The one thing that the last couple of years of the pandemic has taught us is people got online and started researching, and they're like, oh, this is not very good for me. Because if your body is fighting a toxin, it can't fight a virus or anything else. And so people are moving toward natural options, which I love. I love it. And so I look at essential oils in a hierarchy. At the bottom of the pyramid are the really low quality oils. These are synthetic oils. They're not even real. They're made in a laboratory. And these are the things that are going into lotions and skincare. Your lavender scented lotion is not real lavender. I typically don't call out companies by name, but there's, Airwick. I'm sorry, there is nothing natural in their essential oils or their fragrances, even though they have all sorts of plants all over their commercials and they use the word essential. There's nothing natural. I looked up their ingredients. But all these low-grade synthetic oils, they're in cleaning products, lemon scented cleaners. No, it's not real lemon. And the plugins and the candles, these are, a lot of these are synthetic. And then going up from there are the perfume oils. This is what the perfume industry uses. But again, a lot of them are synthetic. A lot are synthetic, and they are laboratory made. And in the category perfume oils are fragrance oils. This is a lot of what I find in even health food stores. They're fragrance oils that have limitations on how to use them. Like they tell you, don't put them on your skin. Like they'll tell you, don't put lemon on your skin. Gee, I'm taking a lemon oil right now. I'm putting it on my skin and it's just fine. because this is not a fragrance oil. You can use it as a fragrance oil, but it is not just a fragrance oil. Fragrance oils cannot be used the way we use Young Living. And then going up the ladder, you have your natural oils, your food oils, your cooking oils that you can work with. And then at the top is what we call seed to seal oils. And a lot of people are like, well, what does that mean? Let me talk about that. Seed to seal is exactly why Young Living is different. I just had these conversations at a 3-day women's expo. I had a lot of these conversations because some people don't understand why our oils are a bit more. This is why. We have our own farms. And it's how we select the seeds. I mean, we are using seeds that have not been exposed to pesticides, Roundup, any of that stuff. We have a seed bank. So our seeds are the healthiest seeds that we can get. We are planting in areas that are natural for that botanical. I live in Michigan. I would love to have a frankincense tree in my yard. It's not natural to Michigan. We go to Oman to get our frankincense. So in a minute, I'm going to show you the map of Young Living, but we have the farms in the locations where they need to be. Not where Young Living wants them to be, but where the botanical needs to be. And then how they cultivate the farms. It's all natural. No toxins, no chemicals, none of that at all. And if you ever go to a farm, which you're always welcome, anybody can go to a farm. They will put you to work. I have weeded out in those lavender fields, and it's awesome. I've even climbed on top of what looks like mulch that comes out of the distillery, and it smells amazing. We distill our own oils. We're testing all the time during the distillation process, and how they distill is very important because they distill at the right time. They harvest at the right time. Not when it's right and comfortable for a human being. Like right now, they are harvesting in northern Idaho at our balsam fir and Idaho blue spruce farm, because they have to do it literally in the dead of winter. That is when the oils are the best to get out of the tree. And then we don't double and triple distill to save money. No, we distill the right way. We test, and if something isn't right, it doesn't go on the market. And then we seal our bottles. That's the seed to seal difference. But having the farms is the biggest difference, because this is where all of our farms are. And more farms come on board all the time. I don't know any other oil company that has their own farms. 100% of Young Living oils come from their own farms. We do not buy them from anybody. So if you are using a brand and you don't see anything about farms on the company's website, ask them where they get their oils from. A lot of them come from brokers, and brokers can combine oils. They can have lavender from all different farms all over the world that just go into the same bin. And Young Living doesn't do that, because there's hundreds of species of lavender, and you're going to get one species. So Young Living is also very innovative in what they do. They've been around for more than 28 years. They are the oldest, they are the largest essential oil company, and they are the most innovative. I've lost track of how many researchers they have in the lab, over 80, that are constantly researching and getting us the best products. We have vitality oils that are labeled for dietary use. These are the oils with the white label. So, this is a lemon bottle with a white label for dietary use. You can drink it. And we also have lemon in the colored label. This is for topical. And then both are for aromatic. Well, here's the thing. It's the same oil. It's just a label that tells you how to use it. We also have over-the-counter medicines. We have an over-the-counter drug label on our sunscreen, on our insect repellent, there's an acne cream. We have cough drops. We have a variety of products that are labeled over the counter and actually have a drug label, not drug that you're thinking of, but essential oils that have enough research behind them that they can be labeled a drug. For example, peppermint and wintergreen, when they come together, are a painkiller. So we have a pain cream with a over-the-counter drug label on it, and it's essential oils. But we have products that's safe for the whole family, kids, babies, pets, the elderly, you name it, it's safe for everybody. These are lifestyle products. These are not just, oh, I'm going to use a drop of oil when I think about it. No, this is a lifestyle. This is a habit. This is like wake up in the morning, take a shower, brush your teeth. You use oils throughout the day. It becomes a habit. The company is all about wellness, purpose, and abundance. Wellness for all of you. They have a purpose in how they are doing this. That gives us a purpose in our lifestyle and allowing us to help others find their way to young living, which then gives us abundance. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to talk about some specific oils, but how we use oils is very different than other companies. And it's because of the seed to seal promise and guarantee that Young Living gives us. Now we can use our oils topically where you can put an oil right on your body. And I recommend to people that if there is something physical that you want an oil to touch, you apply it topically. So if you get to the end of the day and your neck is a little tight, you can put an oil on the back of your neck topically. We ingest our oils. You can put a drop on your tongue. You can put it in a veggie capsule and ingest it. You can put it in a smoothie. You can put it in water. I bake and cook with oils. You can, lemon oil over plain yogurt with a little bit of granola in the morning. Oh my gosh, it's so good. There's all sorts of ways that we ingest our oils because they're safe and they're labeled. It's not just, hey, Allie has a crazy idea about ingesting lemon. No, the company labeled it. And as a lawyer with a lawyer brain, I'm always thinking liability. The company has your back. They labeled it that way. So we can ingest our oils. Even my cats ingest oils. And then aromatically, inhalation. You can smell an oil right from a bottle. You can put it in your hands and smell it. You can wear a diffuser necklace like what I have on. I do this on airplanes where I just sit there and I just smell my diffuser necklace and I look really weird, but I don't care because I'm happy. Or you can put it in a diffuser. And these are the way that we use our oils because whether you topically apply, ingest, or smell something, it all goes into your bloodstream. So if you are not willing to ingest your hand lotion, why are you putting it on your skin? If you are not willing to ingest your household cleaner, why are you smelling it when you clean your house? I scrunch my nose up at that. Things to think about. All right. And then when I think about the power of scent, essential oils are not just aromatic, but aromatic is what I go to when I'm working on emotions. For the body, topical or ingesting, but for emotions, you got to smell it. Here's why. The Journal of Medical Science proved that smell produces thought. Smell produces thought. Think of something that you smell and it instantly produces a thought. When I smell rose, I instantly think of my grandmother because she used to wear that I think it was called rose silk hand lotion back in the 70s. It's not even conscious, just boom, hi grandma. And when you smell something, it triggers an emotion for you, whether good or bad. And you immediately think of it and it triggers a long-term memory. All emotions are stored in the limbic region of the brain. When you smell an oil, it goes right into the olfactory bulb, the olfactory system, and right into the limbic system. It bypasses everything in your body. You don't have to go through the stomach acids by ingesting. You smell it, boom, in the limbic region of the brain. And that's why you can rev up your brain, you can calm it down, you can work on emotions, you can work on beliefs. By breathing essential oils on a daily basis, not only is it strengthening your lung and helping you at a cellular level, but you can release long-standing negative emotions from the limbic region of the brain. And you can instill more positive emotions in there, because negative emotions impact the body. They will wear you down and you won't be able to fight off a basic virus. So when your emotions are off balance, they're actually telling you you got to solve a problem. And that's when the oils come in and they can get you balanced. So these little bottles that, oh, do we love, they can inspire a positive emotional state. Just smelling them can reset how you feel. They can enhance your physical wellness, because the more you get these drops on you and in you, they will start changing you from the inside out. Think back to that photo of me from 13 years ago to today. I should look 13 years older, and I don't. I actually look 20 years younger from that photo. I don't even want to know what I would look like now if I didn't change this lifestyle. These oils can detox the body. They can purify your home. They can refine your skin. It did that for me. They're so beneficial for your children. Oh my gosh, kids these days, my heart bleeds for them and everything that they're going through in school and stress and trauma. They can help your pets, because our pets feed off of our energy. And where I find an anxious pet, I also find an anxious person. They can create a very deep spiritual awareness. They can help you meditate, which is so very beneficial. They can relax you. They can help you get natural sleep that is unmedicated. And they can give your body the homeostasis that it needs, because homeostasis means balance. And when your body is balanced, it is remarkable and it can repair itself. Think of when you cut your finger, how it repairs itself. Your body is a miracle and it can do all these things. And so I am going to talk about oils that give you a really solid foundation in essential oils, because there are 12 oils that every home should have. And they are oils that I go to all the time. All right, let's start with physical wellness. All right, so believe me, there's a lot of oils. Young Living has about 200 oils and more. I mean, we always get more, but these are the foundational ones. Diagnose. This is a blend, and it is for anything involving the digestive system, from entry to exit in the body. All that space in between, diagnose. So when you eat that meal that just doesn't sit well with you, and maybe you know ahead of time, this isn't going to go well, but I love pizza. You can use diagnose ahead of time, and you can use it after. You can topically apply it over your stomach. It is labeled as a vitality oil, as well as it has a colored label so that you can topically apply it. You can put it in a veggie capsule. You can put it in water and drink it. You can put a drop on your tongue. You can smell it. It's got peppermint and ginger. So, if you have stomach upset, smelling it can help calm that. So that's your digestive oil. Here's the thing about blends with Young Living. Gary Young, the founder of Young Living, was skilled and beyond belief in blending. He blended for a frequency. Frequencies produce a result. So his blends are in a frequency. So if you find a blend that doesn't smell good, like diagnose, it's not about the smell. It's about the frequency so that you get the result. Who cares what it smells like? You want the result, right? All right, so diagnose, that is your digestive oil. Lavender, everything skin related. Everything skin related. Everything. Can you imagine all the things that your skin needs? Skin is the largest organ. Everything skin related. Lavender. Now you can use a carrier oil like coconut oil, almond oil. Make sure it's organic, cold pressed, or you can use Young Living's carrier oil. And that is if you put an essential oil on, and if you get a little redness, it's not an allergic reaction. It's just the oil oxidizing with your skin. Okay, you're not allergic to it. That doesn't happen. You may be allergic to lavender, but you're not going to be allergic to the lavender oil, because the pollen and the allergy and the allergen protein doesn't go through the distillation process, okay? So you're not going to be allergic to it. So let's just stop with that folklore, because it's not true. Diffusing this at work isn't going to create an allergic reaction in your, hyperactive coworker. Not going to happen. But if you get a little redness, just put carrier oil, and it extends it, and it absorbs slower. It doesn't dilute the potency, it dilutes the absorption in the body. But everything's skin related, it's very calming, very soothing. Panaway is for your muscles and your joints. It's for your aches. From yard work, from snow blowing in a driveway, snow shoveling, hiking, getting outside and exercising, because peppermint and wintergreen is a painkiller. Okay, this is peppermint and wintergreen in it. So this is for your joints and your muscles. Peppermint, this is a digestive oil. It is an oil of energy. It is an oil for your muscles. I mean, peppermint is one of those that does so many things. Like lavender, there's like 150 uses of lavender oil. Peppermint is the same thing. Peppermint does a lot. What I love peppermint for is it wakes up my brain. You can topically apply, just put a dot, like right in the middle of your forehead, or smell it mid-afternoon. Watch what happens. It's amazing. Respiratory, okay? When you want to have really good, healthy, deep breathing, Raven. It has eucalyptus oils in it. I mean, it just smells so good. You can diffuse it. You can put a little bit under your nose. You can put it in your hands. You can put it in a carrier oil and rub it on your chest. Diffuse it at nighttime if you really want to have good, healthy breathing at night. That is your respiratory oil for good breathing. And then the thieves oil has its own story behind it, which I'm not going to get into just simply for the sake of time. But it is a blend of cloves, cinnamon, lemon, eucalyptus, and rosemary, and it is powerful for the immune system. We have an entire cleaning line of products with the thieves blend, which I'll show you in a minute. It kind of tells you what it does. I don't go a day without at least one drop of thieves on my body or in my body. I actually take a capsule that has thieves in it. And I've taken it every day for, well, now 2.5 years. I used to just take it during the winter season, but now it's every day I take it. So thieves is amazing for your immune system. And I mean, it cleans the air, you can clean your house with it, you can wipe dirty dog paws with it. I mean, it's very natural and it's very helpful. And then if you just want whole body wellness, Ningxia Red. This is a very high-powered antioxidant drink full of citrus oils and fruit puree, not fruit juice, fruit puree. So it's low glycemic value. It tastes really good. I have been drinking this every day for 8.5 years. No, 7.5 years. Because it took me about a year. So I'd say about 8 years. It took me about a year to get on board with this because I am not a health drink person. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm not going to touch that stuff. I'm now 8 years into it. It's very beneficial. It really feeds and nourishes every body system, all 12 body systems. I love it for the natural energy. It feels great. If I don't drink it, I notice it. I just feel off and I don't have good energy. So this is kind of like your physical wellness, like your foundational products. Now let's talk about emotional wellness. Frankincense. Oh my word. If you need to calm down the to-do list in your brain at the end of the day so you can sleep, you get a drop of that on your forehead. Watch what happens. I do that every night. And it's just really good for your brain. The brain loves frankincense. Everybody should have a drop of frankincense on their head at some point during the day. It is amazing. It's a calming oil. It is historically a meditation oil. But what it does for me is it stops the to-do list from running in my brain at the end of the night. because it's like, Allie, you're always going to have a to-do list. You're not getting it done today. So go to bed. Put it on the bottom of your feet for sleep. Just get it on you. It is an amazing oil. Lavender, again, I mean, this is like the Swiss Army knife of oils. It does so much. It is calming. It'll help you sleep. Energetically, it cools heated emotions. So when you're angry, anger is hot. Cool it with lavender. Okay, just smell it. You got to smell these oils. You can topically put them on the body, but you must smell them to get them into the limbic region of the brain. And that really will help calm things down. But lavender is very, very good for calming emotions. When you're really hot under the collar, cool it with lavender. Lemon is your happy oil. Lemons look like the sun. Lemons look like happy fruit. So this is your happy oil. You know, when you need to be in a positive mood, when it is winter and not a lot of sunshine and it's cold and you're stuck inside like we are here in Michigan, this gets rid of that winter crankiness. You smell lemon, oh my gosh, it is going to light up your brain. Absolutely light it up. And just diffuse it when you want to stay happy and focus. This is really powerful for kids who need to focus on homework, or if you have a big project that you need to focus on and not squirrel and jump every time your phone beeps. Get working with lemon. It's amazing. You can also ingest it. Oh, what it does for the body. To me, it just energizes me. It's very, very beneficial. Peace and calming, very calming. This is the oil that I find helps me make good decisions under stress, because when your brain is stressed, you cannot make good decisions. When you're under trauma, you cannot make good decisions. Peace and calming helps you make good decisions. It helps you sleep. It's really good for road trips, for pets that are howling and kids that are saying, are we there yet? And you're like, oh my gosh, we still have 13 hours to go. Everybody, peace and calming for everybody. It's amazing. That oil just kind of cuts the energy of tension in the air. If there's any sort of disharmony in the home, it just cuts it. Stress away. This is, again, another happy, calming oil, but this is the oil to let you let go of work. Work stays in the workplace. Do not bring it home. That was a lesson I learned many, many, many years ago. Leave it at home because your boss is not paying you 24/7. They do not get to take up your brain space. Stress away, leave it at home. Stress away is even good in the workplace to calm your brain so that you can focus. It has cedar wood in it, which is really good for a focused brain. And I call it the get out of jail free oil, because it will prevent you from, taking maybe justified action against somebody that you just want to go after. And it's like, no, you don't need to go to jail. Nope. Smell your stress away, get into a happy, calm place. And then valor, this is the oil of courage. This is your coat of armor oil. And, it's important to de-stress, after you've had a struggle, something has gone wrong. This is just such a good oil to let it go and to regain your confidence. It's really good for sleep. It has some good calming oils in it. It's good for kids that are struggling in school. If you have any worry or fear, this is the oil energetically that I go to. So this is your oil of courage. And then for healthy air, oh my gosh, every oil is amazing for just having really healthy air when you put it in a diffuser. So of the oils that, that I talked about, you want to be happy, uplifted, joyful, energized, focused. Citrus oils across the board. Citrus oils are amazing. Peppermint. Put peppermint and lemon together. Ooh, that's a good diffuser blend. Raven is good for that. Thieves is good for that. And then when you want to go to the flip side at the end of the day and be very calm and very focused and everybody's getting along and let's just kind of unwind and chill out. Basically calm your butts down. Everybody chill. Now go to bed. Lavender, peace and calming, stress away. Raven again, and valor. Raven just helps us breathe very deeply, which then oxygenates our cells because we breathe very shallow. Raven's got eucalyptus in it that really helps us with that. And then natural cleaning. I mentioned thieves is a very powerful product for our immune system. So imagine cleaning products with thieves in it. I mean, you name it, from a household cleaner to toothpaste and mouthwash to hand purifier to hand soap, scrub powder, dishwasher powder, laundry soap, dish soap. Oh my gosh. I know many people who start their Young Living journey with the Thieves cleaning kit that you see on the screen. It's amazing. Anybody at any time can buy the Thieves cleaning kit. It is always such a value. When you buy a bundle that Young Living puts together, it's always at a discount. So when we can start removing toxins from our home, our body is no longer going to fight those toxins and will actually give you more energy, because you're not expending your energy fighting sodium lauryl sulfate and PEG and phthalates and parabens and artificial food dye colors. You know, you're just not fighting that anymore. This is what I love helping people do, is to start swapping out. And they're pet approved. I mean, even Rudy, who I can't believe he's not here in my office. I think he's down on my heated crystal mat sleeping. But all of these, I mean, I specialize in oils for pets, especially oils for cats, and they are totally safe. I mean, just think about animals that lick your hands. Are you really confident that the hand lotion or the sanitizer that you put on your hand is safe for them to lick? Something to think about, because it is with Young Living. And then the thing I really love about Young Living is their Subscribe to Save program. This is not auto ship, okay? Auto ship has been given a bad name. It's where you just get the same thing over and over and over again. And I know some companies literally have one product and you can just order it over and over again. You can go onto Amazon and you can get your pet food on auto ship. That's not what this is, okay? Let's stop the folklore with that. This is a customizable monthly program, because when you start swapping out all the products that are toxic and replacing them with Young Living, you're transferring your money, transferring from one store over to Young Living. You might as well get cashback points for it, because the more you order, the more points you earn. The longer you order, the more percentage you get back. So I just looked at my account, and so I've been in Young Living exactly 9 years. I have been on the Subscribe to Save for 8.5. The first 6 months, I never heard about it. Nobody told me about it. I didn't know. I ordered $3,000 worth of products in that first 6 months. I wish I had been on and earned those points, those cashback points. But I have been on it ever since. I have been ordering for 105 months without a break, because I've swapped everything out in my house. So of course, this is my grocery store. And you can earn a lot of money back, and then you trade it in for free products. And the first 3, 6, 9, and 12 months, Young Living sends you a free oil as a thank you. And then you can always earn free products based on how much you order. But this is where the magic happens. This is where the lifestyle takes root. Because if you're just using an oil every now and then, when you think about it, you will not have your aha moment. You will not. I tell people that. You're not going to have your aha moment. But when you get into a routine and you get into a habit, and that's where I help people to figure out what's going to work for you. I know what works for me. What's going to work for you? Let's figure it out. Let's figure out, wave your magic wand. Let's figure out what you want to work on. Let's get you on Subscribe to Save. Start earning you some points. I cashed in 300 points. That's $300 of free products that are now on their way to me. I get about $1,000 in free products a year just simply from this program. That's a lot of oils. And so what I help people do is figure out 10 things to switch now. And this is kind of in order of what I did. Everybody's going to be different. First thing, household cleaner. That's an easy one to switch. It's a very affordable one to switch. Get the Thieves household cleaner and you ditch every other cleaner in your house because the Thieves household cleaner does everything. Get rid of your plugins and your candles because now you have a diffuser. Then we're going to work on skincare and lotions because what you put on your skin soaks in and goes into your bloodstream. If you're not willing to drink it and eat it by the teaspoon, then you ought not put it on your skin. Then we're going to go after your hand soap. Let's get that changed. And then your toothpaste. Because if you're using a commercial toothpaste, sodium lauryl sulfate is in it. Even in the natural brands, they have sodium lauryl sulfate. It is a corrosive. That even the EPA, when they're disposing of sodium lauryl sulfate, you have to wear a hazmat suit. Why is that in toothpaste? That's a whole nother conversation that we can have. And then let's go after your deodorant, and your shower wash, your shampoo and conditioner, your makeup. Young Living has makeup, your laundry soap, and the list just goes from there. And one thing that I love to give people is this list, because this is a generic list of what we go and buy in the stores or we buy online. And Young Living has a replacement for every single thing on that list. And so when you start looking at it and checking off everything that you buy, including granola and protein bars and vapor rub and sports gel and your supplements for your thyroid and your mascara, Young Living has replacements for all of this. They are literally a one-stop shop. It's going to save you time and money. And so there's a lot of ways, if you're not in Young Living, there's a lot of ways that you can get started. You can pick a bundle and get in, or you can just customize what you want. Here's the thing. Make sure your order is at least 100 PV. PV is product value. It's usually dollar for dollar, but I don't want to say $100 because if you order a diffuser, it's not dollar for dollar. Make sure your first order is 100 PV because then Young Living gives you a 24% wholesale discount account. And as long as you order at least once a year, you have it for life. You have a wholesale 24% discount. Make sure that first order is 100 PV. So if you are watching this and somebody invited you to watch this, get with them and say, hey, I need you to help me get enrolled, and they will help you. If I invited you to this, or if you just found your way to me, my enroller number is on there. Just go to youngliving.com. Add at least 100 PV to your cart. You can customize whatever you want, or you can get one of these starter bundles. When you check out, put in the enroller number of whoever invited you to this, or you can put mine in. And join Subscribe to Save. The first 6 months, I didn't know about it, and I lost a lot of money. I ordered $3,000. I'm not kidding. I ordered a lot that first 6 months to get started, and I didn't get the cashback points. So I always tell people, please get unsubscribed to Save. You can get off of it anytime you want, but why would you when you're living a non-toxic lifestyle? All right. If you are interested, so that's what I got about the oils, and we'll take some questions here if there are any. I have a couple of other upcoming webinars. Now, if anybody's watching this in the future, these are for 2020, 2022. Oh my gosh, 2022. So next Monday, February 21st, I'm doing the Oily Pet. I'm going to talk about safe essential oils for pets. Wednesday, February 23rd, I'm going to talk strictly immune and respiratory support oils. And then not May 1st, March 1st. Oh my gosh, I'm so ready for spring. I'm so ready. March 1st at 7 p.m. Emotional support and balance with essential oils. You can register for free. Just go to manifestedharmony.com/essential oils/classes. All right. And that will get you there. And let's stay connected, because I am always sitting at my computer with a cup of coffee and my essential oils and my crystals and my colored pens, working on classes. So, all right, I am going to go ahead and stop the recording. And everybody who's watching the recording, thank you for joining in, and just post a comment or a question if you have one, and I'll be happy to respond within YouTube. And I'm going to turn off the recording and take some questions live.